Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to everyone to the Agriculture and Agro-processing session of the BIDA Investment Summit. I kindly request everyone to take their seats as we are starting this session. Again, a warm welcome, everyone, to the Agriculture and Agro-processing session of this BIDA Investment Summit. This session, as you can see on the screen, is supported by LightCastle Partners and the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. A special welcome to the Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Mohamed Emdad Oulamia, and Ambassador André Karstens, Head of Mission of the Embassy of the Netherlands. And of course, the most special welcome to all foreign investors here, many who came from far away. My name is Sarah van Hoeven. On normal days, I'm the First Secretary for Economic Affairs and Private Sector Development at the Embassy of the Netherlands. And today, I'm honored to be your moderator and host for this session. I hope you all had a good summit so far. It's already Thursday afternoon, and I realize it's day 4 of the BIDA Investment Summit, but I must say we are still going strong. And we have a beautiful program lined up for you. The goal of this session this afternoon is to focus on agriculture, to delve into investment opportunities and the investment climate in the agriculture and agro-processing sector in Bangladesh. The amount of interest to be here today was truly overwhelming. We even could not accommodate everyone to be here in the hall with us, so I'm happy that many are also joining online, both from nearby, but also around the world. This shows that there is no doubt about investment opportunities and interest in the agriculture and agro-processing sector in Bangladesh. Let me start by sharing a brief overview of the program this afternoon. The first part of the session starts with interesting speakers, who will tell you all about investment opportunities and doing business in the agricultural sector in Bangladesh. And it is followed by discussion and dialogue with policymakers and regulatory bodies. Today with us are representatives from the National Board of Revenue, the NBR, the Bank of Bangladesh, the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, and the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA. This is a special occasion for all of you and for all investors here today, both local and international, to ask your burning questions to these authorities. You were all informed about that opportunity to ask questions for this session already. Some of you already did, but we would like to extend the opportunity to do so. In a bit, we will present a QR code on the screen in which you can fill in your questions. It will stay open for the next about 20 minutes. And please use this opportunity. In case you cannot reach the QR code or you want to do it in another way, please feel free to also write down your question and hand it over to one of our volunteers that you can recognize by the orange lanyards. I really call upon all of you to make use of this special opportunity and hand in your questions for the discussion and dialogue session. Last but not least, after the dialogue session, you will witness the kickoff of 2 significant partnership programs between the Netherlands and Bangladesh. These programs are important milestones for the future of agriculture in Bangladesh, but you will hear more about them later. The second part of today's Agri-session consists of 2 breakout sessions, one called Investing in the Future of Food, about financing opportunities in agriculture and agro-processing, which will take place here in the same hall, the Grand Ballroom, and the second one, Growing Smart, Climate Resilient and Profitable Agriculture in Bangladesh, Innovation, Impact and Investment, will cover areas like sustainable horticulture, cold storage solutions, and experiences of business-to-business collaboration. This takes place in the Crystal Ballroom. Furthermore, there is a B2B matchmaking session. The interest for this session was also very high. Those who received the confirmed time slots, please follow your schedule accordingly. No worries about the logistics. I will repeat all of this at the end of this part of the session and remember you again where to go for which part of the breakouts. So, without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite our first speaker to the stage. An esteemed professional with extensive experience in government administration, today he will be delivering the welcome address on growing together by embracing opportunities in the agro sector. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Mohammed Emdad Ullah Mia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, respected guests, esteemed investors, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and assalamu alaikum. It is my great honor and distinct pleasure to welcome you to this special session, the Bangladesh Investment Summit 2025, dedicated to the theme of agriculture and agro-processing, a sector that has the highest potential to grow at a faster pace, with highest return and an unexplored area where plentiful opportunities are obtainable. Let me first express our deepest gratitude and sincere appreciation to our valued foreign and domestic investors, business leaders, and development partners who have joined us for facilitating investment in agriculture sector. Today, with this investment summit, we reiterated our fullest commitment to work with you and welcome you as partners and co-creator of value in one of the most dynamic agri-food producing landscape in Asia. Distinguished investors, Bangladesh is a land of agricultural promise and prosperity. It is an attractive investment destination for consistent growth in agriculture GDP, worlds on top of the producers in rice, vegetables, fish, and fruits. The sector has been considered promising after ready-made garments when we talk about export diversification. The sector now not only feeds 170 million people at home, but also supply primary and processed food for domestic and foreign consumers of more than 100 countries all over the world. We now focus both on production of import-substituted products as well as exportable items, with policy support and incentives to both the producers and the processors. The sector ranks first in forward linkages with 54.57% SME contribution and employs over 5.2% of our total workforce. It holds immense potentials for investors seeking inclusive growth, innovation, and access to fast-growing regional markets. Over the past 5 years, the sector attracted $28.53 billion in domestic investment and $337.69 million in foreign direct investment. Yet this is only the beginning. There are currently huge opportunities in invest in Bangladesh across the value chain of agriculture and agro-processing sector. Respected investors, let me highlight a few areas where we see significant opportunities for our investors. Food value chain ranks the top in the list. It focuses to promotion of fruits and vegetables production, post-harvest handling, and processing for domestic and foreign markets. The investment potentials in food value chain also includes multi-purpose cold storage facilities development, refrigerated vehicles for transportation, processing plants establishment, and market promotion through better packaging and branding. I'm confident that investment in specialized agro-logistics, cold chain, and food storage infrastructure will be attractive since the domestic competition is very low, while return is high with government policy support to these areas of value chain. Distinguished dignitaries, the second priority investment area is non-food value chain and more particularly critical agricultural input supply, including seed and fertilizer production, storage and distributions. We have also found investment potential in advanced food processing, value addition, and ingredient innovation to meet huge domestic global consumer trends. Investment potential in non-food value chain also includes promotion of flower and ornamental plants that has huge potential in domestic and external markets. Respected audience, you are well aware that Bangladesh agriculture is at a transformative stage with the help of mechanization and liberalization of agriculture sector to private investment. The growing market for agro-mechanic and processing equipment requires huge investment where return is fully ensured. With these areas, I would also like to highlight the prospect for investment in branding and market positioning. While Bangladesh agricultural products have not yet been able to develop brand image in international markets against their unique taste and quality. Dear investors and facilitators, we are here to support you. Let me now tell you why Bangladesh is your next agro-investment destination. You will find available raw material and uninterrupted utility access for processing at a cheaper price when crop production is at all-time high. We have competitive wages and a large young workforce who offer excellent scalability. Bangladesh now enjoys demographic dividend to its 65% under age 35 creates vibrant consumers and labor markets. And Bangladesh is located in a strategic position between South and Southeast Asia that ensures regional connectivity and easier market access. Dear audience, now we have also a supportive ecosystem that could enable your success. With 100% foreign ownership in agro-processing, incentives in export processing zones, customization investment packages, WTO-approved incentive packages for logistics, research and development, and other admissible areas. Let me also apprise you that we have also targeted programs for upgrading skills, supporting women entrepreneurship and climate-smart processing, and promoting research and development partnership between universities and industries. Respected investors, let me share with you the tariff benefits and market access facilities you would also enjoy when you invest in agro-processing sector in Bangladesh. Bangladesh enjoys complete duty-free and quota-free market access for agricultural products in European Union, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and most of the agricultural products to China, Japan, and India. This will give you a cost advantage of 8 to 12% in global markets, making Bangladesh a natural base for export-oriented agro-processing. Distinguished delegates, we are fully committed to making your investment journey smooth, efficient, and rewarding. You will find in us a responsive government that listens, responds, facilitates, and promotes your investment. With the government agencies will work as a unit to support your investment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a summit. It is an invitation to grow together. We do not just seek capital, we seek long-term partnership rooted in shared values, sustainability, innovation, and mutual respect. With your expertise, technology, and vision, and our markets, workforce, and determination, we can build something truly exceptional. Let me finally share our current vision with you that entails a 25 years perspective plan targeting the year 2050 with a focus on private sector-led agricultural development with a clear policy direction from the government. We'll appreciate your suggestions and technical assistance in determining the scope of our partnership with you. Excellencies and dear friends, we are deeply grateful to the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands for their strong partnership and for leading these sessions. Their support in areas such as seed development, greenhouse technologies, and sustainable poultry has already set important benchmark for impactful collaboration with these two friendly countries. In closing, let me once again thank you for joining us today and for your interest in Bangladesh. I encourage you to explore the opportunities, engage with our institutions, and let us work side by side to unlock the full potential of agriculture in Bangladesh. We are open for business, we are ready to support you, and we are excited to grow together with you. Thank you, and appreciate your time. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
So the next speaker will set a spotlight on participating companies here from the Netherlands. After all, without business, no investment. He has over 35 years of experience in the Dutch government, in the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Foreign Affairs, Trade and Economic Development. Please welcome on the stage Mr. Thijs Woudstra, Deputy Head of Mission of the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands and Head of Economic Affairs.
Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon to you all. 35 years of experience has gotten me at least that I can know the companies and can introduce the companies to you all. And the Netherlands is just like Bangladesh, a small country with a high productivity. I guess Bangladesh can be higher. In the Netherlands, we are almost at the borders of our growth in productivity. That means that our companies need to be very innovative, inventive, and that they have to work on very small spaces to get the higher productivity and to use all equipment that is possible. So without further ado, let me introduce the first company. And we have a set of companies here. Are we getting slides here? Just me? No, there was also I should also get slides with the heads of the people of the company here. Do I cue this one? Yeah. That's it. Spotlight on participating companies. Sorry, I'm not so innovative as I expected myself to be. So, there we have East-West Seed, a company that has been grown considerably in the last years. It's a company that has started in Africa and has expanded to develop seeds worldwide, especially in countries in development. East-West Seed has just set up its shop in Bangladesh, and they try to expand here in Bangladesh. Please give a great hand to Mr. Mustafa Kamal from East-West Seed and Mr. Saeed Al Karim from East-West Seed. Can you stand up, please? Where are you? East-West Seed? Well, I guess they will come somewhat later. Second company is PAM. Well, this is not a company, but is an ex-company. It's a company where it's a private funded organization by employers organizations where retired persons can support Bangladeshi and worldwide companies in their growth. They work in SMEs and they have, I guess, around more than 1,000 assignments already had in Bangladesh, and they are expanding as well. Can I give a great hand to Ms. Arman Akbari, who is representing PAM in the Netherlands, and you can talk to her with all of your questions. There we have the company PAS Reform Company, a company that is great in the Netherlands and also great worldwide, being present is already in Bangladesh and doing business for a lot of Dutch companies here. Please, can I get a big hand for Mr. Zaidul Islam from PAS Reform? Are you here? Can you stand up? There you are, representing. Nice seeing you. FMO. It's a bank, and it's been already established for a long time in Bangladesh, and they do a business with a lot of people. A bank that's the world's leading development bank, and it's a bank that is vested around 100 countries where you are active, if I'm correct. And you have in Bangladesh already been for some time, and they are here especially to help the agro and agro-processing sector in their growth and their strengthening, and also to help them to export to the Netherlands, especially, I hope. So can I give a big hand to Rick Ricoeur and Presan Paldasing, please. Seed&L. What can we say about agricultural productivity without having good seeds? We already had East-West seeds, and now we have the Dutch seed partnership where all the big players in the Dutch seed, and we are world leading in quality, are combining their forces to work together in export markets, but also to work together in developing markets. In this room we have available Mr. Willem Schoustra, who is the director, Mr. Carlo Tucci, and Mr. Garrett Bourbon. Please, can you stand up and give a hand? And they are already working for some time in Bangladesh. There we have the Heus company, known for its animal feed, their installations, and also their big presence worldwide. Unfortunately, not yet in Bangladesh, but I know they are in Vietnam, and they're looking forward also to participate in Bangladesh. Can I please welcome Mr. Simon Sanguine from De Heus? And Jordi Drietelaar virtually, but not... Ah, sorry. My paperwork was not completely... Oh, right. Mavitech, a company that's been known for some years, already in Bangladesh present, doing a lot of business for getting Dutch businesses to Bangladeshi business together, and also a great name in agriculture. Can I please introduce Mr. Ahsanul Haq Bashar from Mavitech? There you are, sorry. There you are. Dutch greenhouse delta. Well, the Netherlands has been grown a lot in their agricultural productivity and the quality of products in greenhouses. We are world leading in greenhouses, and I guess Bangladesh is standing on the first step on greenhouses. So we are working together with a lot of Bangladeshi companies in developing greenhouses, and we are supported by Dutch Greenhouse Delta. Gert Dral and Mutesa Vakaan are here from Dutch Greenhouse Delta. At least Gert is, I know, online, but Mustafa Khan, is he here? Also online, I guess. Allround, a company that's already for some time active worldwide in solutions for agriculture processing, storage and cooling systems. It's a company that is trying to get a foothold as well in Bangladesh and wants to cooperate with a lot of Bangladeshi companies. Allround is here presented by Mr. Mohammed Farouk. Mr. Mohammed Farouk. Van Aarse Hato, represented by Mr. Kasi Assis Sobhan, a company that produces equipment for feed mills, feed processing and agro-processing, and they are also active in Bangladesh already. Mr. Kasi Assis Sobhan, please stand up. Now I have to go back. Something is happening. Invest International, the Dutch National Bank for Investment Worldwide, represented by Ms. Tanja Smit, and she is joining online, if I'm correct. Or is she in the room? Mr. Tanja Smit? No. Online. You should reach out to Invest International if you do want to cooperate with Dutch businesses, because this is a bank that can finance beyond what normal banks can do. So please reach out to them if you have the chance, and they are virtual present. Delta Dutch, presented in Bangladesh, representing various companies of the Netherlands in various sectors of the agriculture in Bangladesh. Very active already in Bangladesh, and I would like to have Mr. Safei Safi to stand up to applaud. Farm Fries, a company that's already active in 100 countries, producing and selling potato chips, all potato products, very much well known, very interested to cooperate in Bangladesh. And we have here Mr. Matthijs Ramaker for Farm Fries, who is here present in this room. Mr. Matthijs. Is he online as well? That's not in my papers. Okay. Online? Online. Okay. Advanced Consulting. A company that's doing a lot of business-to-business work in Bangladesh, has worked for several trade missions, several studies, and also did scoping studies on the agricultural sector. They are here presented by Leonie Rosani. DSM Firmenich, world leading in food additives, in food quality and in nutrition. It's a former state mines and they have been transformed to a nutrition company, and they have now sided with a Swiss company, and they are here represented by Mr. Bishwit Roy. Mr. Bishwit Roy. Marel, a company that specialized in slaughterhouses and slaughterhouse management, used to be Stork, now being taken over by Marel, and they are represented by Mr. Subromni H. Please. Nutreco, a company with a very long history, also active in 100 countries, animal feed, animal nutrition, and a global leader in sustainability for animal feed and animal nutrition. Mr. Amzad Hossain, please stand up. Vicon, a company known for water solutions, water cleaning, and also to make water more sustainable in companies and agro-processing companies. They are trying to get a foothold in Bangladesh. They have been very active in other countries worldwide, and they have been very, very leading world-class in water, sustainability of water during production processes. Mr. Victor Bierboms is joining online. Then the DFCD, the Dutch Fund for Climate and Development. That's a fund where companies as well as organizations can apply for financing in sustainability projects which related to climate change. Can I please ask Mr. Ismene Stalpers and Alex Downs to stand up? And then we have Larive, a company that's instrumental to the relationship between the Netherlands and Bangladesh business-wise. Larive has executed a lot of cooperation programs between the Netherlands and Bangladesh in aquaculture, in potatoes, and they are here already to find new opportunities to collect Dutch business to Bangladeshi businesses. Ms. Amber van Spronsen, please stand up. In the back. Agrosur, a company in the cooling, IT and development, and also in making your agriculture processes more sustainability and optimizing processes, because agriculture becomes an industry when in the Netherlands, and Agrosur is the one to help you. They are represented by Mr. Jeroen van Leeuwen, who will join online, if I'm correct. And now I guess I pushed one button too much. So what you have seen now, it's a lot of companies relating from financing opportunities, people who can finance cooperation between the Netherlands and Bangladesh, investing companies that want to invest in Bangladesh and expand their markets. Please reach out to them. Also with the online people, you can reach out and have a conversation later. And last but not least, also consulting companies, because the Netherlands is a knowledge economy, so consulting is also very much important in creating your networks. And I hope you have a fruitful evening. Regarding consulting companies, I just quote the chief advisor who yesterday said, it's not money that we need, it's unlocking the potential that makes Bangladesh grow. And I guess with all the companies we have here, we can unlock the potential. Wish you a very pleasant meeting.
Thank you, Thijs, for giving this short overview of the Dutch companies that are with us here in the hall and also online and are interested in doing business in Bangladesh. So, as promised, we would come back to Mr. Mohammed Arif al-Haq. Let's check just to be sure his slides are up. The Bangladesh Investment Development Authority.
Yep. Thank you.
These are your slides? Okay. You need the clicker.
So, thank you. I think it's working now.
The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So, as my predecessor has said, particularly my secretary, why you should invest in agriculture. So, the potentials of investing in certain sectors requires the solid presence of supply chain and the value chain. If on these parameters, agribusiness sector, on our judgment, and the study we have done in last years, we did a heat map in BIDA where certain sectors are identified as very prominent in the future course of Bangladesh, that is agro-processing sectors. We need to move from the subsistence level to commercial farming. So where this sector has the huge potentials. Why is that? On the macro parameters, you can see in comparison to other countries, by this study of IMF, we'll be having a 7% GDP growth in coming days. That's guaranteed. The middle and affluent class, which is a core area of the consumer system, consumer markets, it's growing on a double by five year. And as a study by Brookings, they found that by 2030 it will be around 80 million, the middle and affluent class. So the huge potential for the consumer class. And the working population, you see the Bangladesh, cost advantage in other areas. So in terms of supply chain or in the input level, we had a huge potentials in these sectors. As you know that having a huge manufacturing base in automobiles is, in the agriculture sector is a more, the possibility in Bangladesh than other huge manufacturing sectors which require inputs, technology in other areas, which we have the natural advantages. Why? This country is situated in between India, China, and Asian countries. It's a natural choice for the consumers of over 3 billion consumers. It has a north-to-south connectivity. Port connectivity is going on. You have seen the initiative of particularly this government, how they're moving into fast-track basis, and the due to market access basis. In terms of, let us go before the GDP, the current GDP of Bangladesh is around $500 billion, and we're expecting that by 2040, if not, the size will be around $1.8 trillion. So from 18 or 16 years of time, the economy will be tripled. Unlike many other countries, this country has the huge potentials in almost all the sectors. It is growing in all areas. So if you can name any sectors, it is growing. It has a potential of CAGR at least 10% over these years. So the data says if you put your money in this country or in investment in this area, it will be secured and the return of investment will be its rise. Existing business in Bangladesh, you can see their data. ROI of them is the most highest among the peers. So it is the time. As you have seen, this government is taking major reforms. That is one of the bottlenecks of this country. We have inherited the colonial bureaucracy, which is natural limitations. And our government is taking initiative to make reforms in almost all the areas. You can see in the daily basis. And this initiative, this summit that we have requested your kind presence in Bangladesh, the very basic or very intent of this summit is to inform you how things are moving and initiative government is taking and will take based on your advices. We need to hear from you where shoe pinches, which sector requires support, and which regulation that you feel to change where so that you can do your business on a global landscape. As Secretary Sir has said, it is in the last year we have $595 million earnings. The CAGR is 18% in the agri-exports. It is contributing to 11% of the GDP, and it has a $7.3 billion package for markets. It is just beginning of the show. It has the endless potentials that need to be explored. That is why we have requested your kind presence. See for yourself what potential this country possesses. It is the most fertile land in the world. We have abundance of fruits and vegetables that lost each year due to the absence of warehouses and the natural protections, or we call protection system. These are the data. Despite a very complex, the compact land mass, it is a very highly dense population, and we are losing 1% of the arable land each year. You can see we are second in the jute productions, third in the rice productions, fourth in the mango productions, fifth in the vegetable production in the world, having this landscape, and fifth in the farm fish, and ninth. This is the data this country has showing, and it can be doubled. As you know, the Saniva is doing things here, and others are doing, our senior colleagues, that this can be doubled, this can be taken into number one, number two, if you put your initiatives, and it will be done. It can be done, simply. And from the government and policymakers are here, we are ready to support you. We just tell us where to land into. That's where we will be there for you. It is a collective journey for everybody. So challenges, as we understand from everybody, is a very candid discussions. We'll be listening from you, as we have repeatedly said. We found there is a question of market access, where TBT and other phytosanitary SPS issues are there. There is a question of logistics. You know, in last year we have drafted the logistics policy for the first time in the country, where logistics in the cold chain, other areas have been divided, and investment opportunity in that part is clearly defined, so which was not earlier in that places, so that is here. We had serious issues on the post-harvest support and the processing. We have seen in Thailand and other countries how they are doing fantastic processing that can be easily emulated to Bangladesh. So it's very simple, but opportunity is skyrocketing. So from the government end that you have seen, we have extended from on the fiscal and non-fiscal support, as well as the policy support in terms of capital assistance, cash incentive, tax exemptions, cost waivers, laboratory development cost, agro-food parks, institutional supports, policies that we have repeatedly saying this country has a policy, might have policy constraint, which we will be addressing listed from these sessions. And as Grisa has said, we have the National Agricultural Policy and other policies in place. If needed, that can be updated. Thank you very much for giving me time, and my apologies for keeping you in for this thing. My apologies. We'll be at your disposal whenever you feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Arif Haq, for your valuable insights on investment opportunities in the agro-processing sector, and for setting the stage of today's discussion that I'm sure are not the end, but just the beginning of it. So, meanwhile, I hope that everyone had the chance to ask their questions and has an opportunity to use the QR code. If not, please do so in the next minutes, as we will close the link soon and gather your questions for the discussion session later. Now we're moving to our next speaker. As a foreigner doing business in Bangladesh for over 3 decades, Ms. Nuria Lopez has a wealth of experience to share with you. Besides business owner, she is also the first chairperson of the recently established European Union Chamber of Commerce in Bangladesh. Nuria will share with you the opportunities and challenges of doing business in Bangladesh and tell you all about the Eurochamp. Nuria, the floor is yours.
Okay, Bangladesh in the agro sector. In the agriculture and agro sector, the potential is very strong, and I think that I don't even have to explain, because everybody understands that this is a country that has a strong and favorable climate. We have a very fertile soil, and we have a strong rural foundation. So the agro sector, the agriculture sector in general, can evolve into the next strong sector that will lead Bangladesh forward. The agriculture sector is a strategic sector for 2 reasons. Number one, the need that we have in this country to give a job to more than 2.5 million people every year coming into the labor force. There is no another sector in Bangladesh right now besides the RMG sector, and the RMG sector is facing challenges because they need to be looking for more productivity, so they are probably going to be reducing the capacity to grab more manpower in the RMG sector. So the agro sector and the agriculture and the agro-processing sector is the only sector we have. So it's a strong need for the country. If we don't go into that direction, we are going to be facing a lot of problems because these 2.5 million people they are unskilled people yet. The skilled force will come later on, but right now it's unskilled people. So we have to really consider that it's between everybody, we have to make the agro sector moves forward. So this is one of the needs. The other one, okay, I think that's basically the important thing. The other one thing that we also know, when talking about the advantages now, this country has already 35 million people, middle class, okay? It means they need new things. They are also very concerned about security in the food that they are eating every day, and they have something that I really always appreciate in Bangladesh. They trust a lot the European values, the European, how to do the business, the cleanliness. If European companies come to Bangladesh to work in the agro-processing, in producing and to do agro-processing and to work in the agriculture sector, everybody will have a much strength, trust in the food they are eating every day, because they recognize Europe as a place where we control and we know very well how to move forward into giving the right. I got myself. It's about health and security. Europeans, we bring good governance and we bring good quality standards into the process. And then one thing that is also very important, if we get into the agriculture and agro-processing sectors, European companies, the Dutch companies we have so renowned, you make sure that your capacity to export products from Bangladesh will be much higher, because that's one of the challenges we have in Bangladesh, to have access market, to make people abroad to trust that we are processing with the right systems and with the right standards. So finishing with the important of the potential. The potential is there. Now we need to understand what we have to do to be able to attract, and to what are the goals we have to achieve to make the sector strong and that people will trust it and that people want to come in here, okay? So in this case, we have to discuss that we have to move forward and to make the system to make business in Bangladesh is what we call the easy to do business. So we have for instance, a company that comes to Bangladesh will take such a long time to be able to start any kind of business that is discouraging. So the first thing we will propose is provisional licensing. Why we cannot accept an investor to come, give him a provisional license within 2-3 weeks, get ready to start, we will process the final ones in the meantime, but right now, you can go ahead. Then they don't have to be sitting and stopping, and if they have to acquire land, this is a big process. They have a lot of challenges. But if we give them the license, say, look, you are ready, go ahead, you can start from 3 weeks after, we will keep processing with one-stop service later on. That will be happening, and that can conclude. Then the other one thing that is also important is, if we have one-stop service, but still it doesn't mean we have to get a lot of licenses in the process, maybe now and maybe after 6 months or 7 months, whatever. But the people that guarantee, that give that grant the licenses, they need to have a commitment. They need to have a time frame. And otherwise, we have to establish what we call positive silence. Means if the authorities do not give us the license on the right time, the license is granted. Like that, you avoid having to be begging, my time is already finished, I need this license or not. I need to understand that you also have a responsibility to finish the process in the due time. Okay, another one thing should be digitalization. Obviously, everybody understands, not only in the agro sector, in every sector in Bangladesh, we need to digitalize in order to stop human intervention, make things easy through the digitalization system, which will be avoiding a lot of the problems that we are normally having right now. That is the key, probably the key challenges, and that's an important thing that we have to consider, all of us. So if you need to have people from Europe to come in here, especially from the Dutch companies, you need to activate the PVP authority. Activate means not really working. We have been announced that this is moving and such, but the real establishment, official establishment, is still not started. And this is a must. You have to push to get this ready. Otherwise, people will be much concerned about coming to Bangladesh. You know, intellectual property, I mean, especially for the seeds companies, that they want to bring all this innovation to Bangladesh that will be helping us so much in here to evolve into the right direction. They don't feel protected if you don't move ahead also in the IP and IPR protection. So that should be also another one thing that we have to grab right now. We have to address it and have to try to make it happen quickly. Then, obviously, we have to strengthen the phytosanitary certification process. And that, one of the strong recommendations, we have to do that, because we want to export. It's not only for Bangladesh, we want to export. If we make this certification process easier, it will be good for the exporters to do, and it will be interesting for the companies to come to Bangladesh as well. And obviously, one thing that we have to consider is, if we have strong certificates when we are importing from Europe, which are the strongest ones you can get in the world, why we cannot use these certificates instead of, again, retesting in here? That's losing time and money for everybody, and it's also a big problem and a challenge for everybody that is in Bangladesh. And everybody elsewhere, they are accepting the certificates from Europe, because we have, official labs that they are recognized, that when the lab that is issuing the certificate is on the list in the European Union list, you should be accepting it because it's a very strong one. And then, obviously, the key policies we have also to help now as an investors is not only for the agro sector, it's for all the investors in here. Obviously, we have to have and need to work very strongly, which is now in process anyhow, because BIDA is also working on that, but we have to improve it, is to simplify the profit repatriation. Then we also have to consider another issue that some of the companies working in here is about the machinery and equipment transfers. I mean, if companies, they want to renovate their machines, in our system in Bangladesh, you have to, once you brought it maybe 5 years, 10 years ago, now you want to have a much better one because you want to increase your productivity. What do you do with this machine? So normally what is happening is that they have to put it into a scrap, or they have to have a high tax rate in the US. They consider the machine new, basically, for paying the taxes. This is discouraging innovation in those companies. We have to find an agreement on that area on how people can continuously innovate. Innovation means you will produce much better, in a much better way, and probably sometimes you can do extra things as well if you have new machines around. So, and then, as obviously, this is a new sector, new people need to come. It should be important that we can have a kind of tax holidays or tax incentives for these new people, that they are taking the risk at the beginning to come into a new market. And just for closing, and this is also not only but especially for the agro sector and for agro-processing. This country normally focuses a lot in the EPZ areas. Okay, for industries, maybe it's okay, but in the rural areas, you cannot go to the EPZ areas. You have to stay in the rural area. So why do you extend benefits to the other places, to the other industries, and don't extend this to the same, that you are inside or outside the EPZ, why do you discriminate the location? Investors are okay, they come, what if they decide to be? Because they need to. In our case, it's not that they can go to any one of the EPZs, they have to be where the agriculture is. So that's the other one recommendation that we have, probably. So, and besides, yes, I think that I can just close because everybody's tired of all these presentations and waitings. So the conclusion is that the agro sector, the agriculture sector, it's a must for Bangladesh because it will create especially jobs. Yesterday, Dr. Yunus says one thing, making business is in one direction for making profit, which is also good. But when you are making business and at the same time you are giving a social benefit, let's put it like that you are creating jobs for all these people that do not have access to another job because they are still not qualified, it should be a must that we also have to consider especially for the agro and the agricultural and agro-processing sectors. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nuria, for sharing your experience and insights with all of us. Now, the next speaker is the last one before we delve into the dialogue and discussion session with the government and the regulatory bodies. This speaker came all the way from the Netherlands. Mr. Pressam Palatsing is the investment officer for Agribusiness, Food and Water of the FMO, the Dutch Entrepreneurial Development Bank. FMO already has a long-standing experience in Bangladesh. In his presentation, Mr. Palatsing will delve into investments and innovation in agri-finance. This will give you a broad overview of what FMO has to offer to you all. And actually, it will just be a teaser, because in the dedicated breakout session, you will hear a lot more in detail what FMO has to offer. Please welcome Mr. Pressam Palatsing of the Dutch Entrepreneurial Development Bank, FMO. Floor is yours.
Thank you, everybody. It's good being back here. FMO has been present in Bangladesh since the mid-1980s. For me, it's the second time being back here. Very honored to be here. And I would like to thank the BIDA and the Dutch Embassy for inviting us over here and giving us the opportunity to talk about the profound impact that FMO can make in Bangladesh. Impact in the fields of food security, I have a little cold, of ensuring food security, social growth, and sustainability. FMO was founded almost 55 years ago by the Dutch state and the Dutch commercial bank to promote private sector development in emerging markets. And we've been doing that quite successfully, building a portfolio of over 14 billion in over 85 countries worldwide. One of the reasons why FMO is so successful and is leading is because we decided that we want to focus on certain sectors instead of just financing everything that crosses our path. Food and agribusiness is one of those sectors that we have been specializing in. And when I talk about agribusiness, we cater to a wide range of agri sectors. We could be working with farmers in Ukraine on wheat, or with soy farmers in Argentina today, and tomorrow with processors of cocoa and coffee in Africa. Here in Bangladesh, also in our agribusiness, we have had some good experiences. LC Packaging is one of the clients here that produce various types of bags. We have worked with sugar refinery companies here. And for the last week, our team has been here, and we have been meeting, continuously have been meeting various companies, and we see ample opportunities for us to continue our collaboration here with these food and agribusinesses. In addition to the agribusiness food segment, FMO is also here to develop the renewable energy sector. We have been constantly investing in cleaner energy resources, minimizing carbon emissions, and providing access to energy to people in the cities, but also in remote areas. Lastly, our first entrance in Bangladesh was actually in the financial institution sectors. And here we have financed some of your banks like Brak Bank and even Grameen Bank in the past, and more recently Prime Bank and Eastern Bank. For us, Bangladesh is a very dynamic country. And and we see a lot of people preparing themselves for the future. Companies that we visited all have basically the same strategy, is to leverage on the already existing infrastructure, your natural infrastructure, your access of ports which provide access to the hinterlands and in countries all across Asia, but also the willingness to work together with each other and the resilience that you as a nation have. We see a lot of reasons, therefore, to continue doing our business with the private sector companies, with the agri-processing companies in Bangladesh, and I hope that to speak with a lot of you today on this topic. Thank you very much.
While that's being done, I would like to thank all of you for your active participation and using the QR code to put in your questions. It shows your interest and commitment to learn more about the investment opportunities in the agri-sector in Bangladesh. To support you in getting to know more about the policies in place and the regulatory authorities relevant in the agricultural sector in Bangladesh, I invite the following people to the stage. First of all, Ms. Shamima Akhtar, First Secretary of the National Board of Revenue, NBR. Secondly, Ms. Nargis Mushida, Joint Secretary at the Ministry of Commerce. Mr. Kamrul Hassan, Joint Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. Mr. Shah Alam Mukul, Joint Secretary at the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. Please all come to the stage and find a seat. Welcome. Mr. Debashish Shorkar, Director of the Agricultural Credit Division of the Bangladesh Bank. And last but not least, from BIDA, Mr. Mohammed Ariful Haq. Please welcome our guests on the stage with a warm round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Now that we've all settled in, and I will take my seat as well, we are delving into something that I think is very important for the audience, since of course they would like to know what kind of environment they are considering doing business in. So thank you so much, first of all, to all of you for joining us here today for this important discussion and dialogue between you, representatives of different governments and regulatory authorities, and interested investors in the agri-sector in Bangladesh, and representatives from the private sector here in the audience. The huge interest, I think, in this whole session, and you can see the hall is filled and full, shows the immense potential of the agricultural sector and the agro-processing sector in Bangladesh, and the considerable attention it has from investors. We received a lot of questions, so let's delve into it. First of all, I would like to start with, sorry, I have to be a bit digital because, of course, we were working with a QR code. So I would like to start my question to BIDA. Mr. Ariful Haq. To BIDA, the question is, what are the most attractive investment opportunities in the agriculture and agro-processing sector, according to BIDA?
As I have said, thank you very much for the question. As I have said, every sector has the opportunity and promising. It has the huge growth potentials, and there are a lot of things to do in this sector. So for understanding, the opportunity is endless, and it's almost virgin. So government is here, policies are in place, so they can try in the existing sector as well as in the new sectors. Venture in the new area, it can be pre and post harvesting, it can be warehousing, it can be in the cold chain, whatever. It's a 180 million people's market, very untapped. So I believe the opportunities are skyrocketing, endless. Everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay. You can keep the microphone as we will pass it around, and I have one already. So let me continue to the Ministry of Agriculture. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us as well. So one of the questions that we got is, what are the public-private partnership opportunities offered by or through the Ministry of Agriculture in the development of agricultural value chain in Bangladesh, and in which areas, if you can give some examples?
Thank you very much for the question. As you know that agriculture, as you have mentioned, all of the presenters have mentioned that agriculture is the second, opportunity we have after the RMG sector. Already we are encouraging private sector to collaborate with the Minister of Agriculture, especially in the value chain issues. When we receive any sort of, good proposal, we scrutinize it, and then based on the merit of the project, we proceed. For example, one project is now undergoing, that is from Elite Investment Limited. They are very much interested to, establish some storage system and also some markets, the selling points for the farmers. And the total project cost is around like $409 million. And they are also collaborated by, the GAIN, that is a Swiss foundation. Already we have received the, positive note from the Public-Private Partnership Authority, and we are preparing to send it to the Chief Advisor's Office for the approval. I think after receiving that approval, we could start the project. But I'd like to add something more, that we are very much eager to get private sectors to be involved in the storage system, our cooling system, and also the transportation system. And you know that after the LDC graduation, we might not give direct subsidy to the other, to the farmers. So in that case, the private sectors and collaboration like packaging, transportation and other sectors, we could subsidize, and we could be a partner of private sectors. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think this relates a bit to another question that I will immediately ask you as well. So the question here is, storage of agricultural products, particularly perishable agricultural products and processed products, is very important for getting a fair price by the farmers and all-season consumption by the consumers. What are the plans, what kind of plans does the ministry have or will take in this field?
Well, as I mentioned, that you know that during the season, for example, right now, it's a season of potato and also onions. So the price is very low in the market. On the other hand, after 3 months or 4 months, due to the lack of storage, the price will be very high. So now it is time for the farmers to lose, and after 4 or 5 months, the consumer will lose, because they have to pay much. Already we have both private and public initiatives here, because we have like 365 cold storage, where the capacity is around like 4.5 million metric ton of potato, especially potato. And we have also like Bangladesh Agriculture Development, BIDC, and other institutions under work under ministry. They're also taking initiative, because you know that some initiatives are very much, that is environment friendly and also, sustainable. We are planning to give 4,000 units of, that is a new technology, that is fan or something, technological unit to the farmers. So 10 or 5 person may use it, and they can store it. Especially the onions. We have to import huge amount of onion from others, from outside our country. So this would be a very cost-effective storage system. For 8 months, we can store the onions. Around 4,000 units will be given there. So if we could successfully implement this project, then we don't need to import the onions from outside the country. As we have mentioned, that the perishable, and also after the potato and onion season, we can also put other vegetables and other items that is less perishable to those stores. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your answer. And I think indeed for the Bangladeshi here present, and I've been in Bangladesh myself for about 1.5 years now, I recognize indeed that sometimes onions can be the headlines of the news in certain seasons. And as presented before, there is a few Dutch companies as well with expertise in this regard. And in one of the breakout sessions, there is more, we will delve further into that topic as well. So I would like to move to some questions we received for the Bank of Bangladesh. Maybe we can hand the, you have a microphone already, perfect. So I will combine two questions that we got, and that is, how is the Bangladesh Bank going to incentivize foreign investment in agro-processing and agri-tech? And also, what facilities and support are currently provided by Bangladesh Bank for new entrepreneurs interested in starting an agri-food processing business?
Pardon me, would you please repeat the question?
Yes, of course. How is Bangladesh Bank going to incentivize foreign investment in agro-processing and agri-tech?
Yeah, for the agriculture and other things, we have already some, if it is for the general, Bangladesh has incentive for the foreign investor. So apart from those foreign investors, if I consider the agriculture sector and other some sectors for the export earnings, Bangladesh Bank is giving them 5 to 10% cash incentive on their export earnings. So Bangladesh Bank is doing its best, and most of these cash incentives are actually agricultural based products.
Okay, and the other question that came, are there any facilities and support that are currently provided by Bangladesh Bank for new entrepreneurs interested in starting an agri-food and processing business?
Yeah, actually for the agro-processing business, for the new entrepreneurs and others, we have a fund of 140 billions, which has been provided to the SME sectors with a reduced interest rate.
Okay, thank you so much. The audience asks for more details.
Okay.
I like the interaction.
Okay.
Good.
Actually, our SME department is operating a fund which stands to right now 140 billion. Last year, taka, definitely taka. And last year it was 829 crore taka we distributed among the SME sector. And the rate of interest is here is only 7%. And we provide the bank to the bank with the interest rate of 2%, and end user will get this fund by 7%. I think if you need some more clarification and more things, it will be on our website. Our circulars and guidelines are there regarding this SME fund for the agro-processing industry. And for the other, if I go for my agricultural credit and agricultural credit department, we have some other interactive project and some schemes for the agricultural development, which will actually produce the input for the agro-processing industries. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have many more to go, and of course, very interesting question. I will move to the Ministry of Commerce representative. Someone can share the microphone with her. Thank you. So the question for the Ministry of Commerce is also, do you have any plan to offer any policy incentive for agro-processing investors?
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, from the Ministry of Commerce, we keep the highest priority in agro-process sector. In our export policy, recently we have formulated export policy 2024 and 27. And in this policy, among the top priority sector, we have placed agro sector as a top priority sector. And to give facilities on this sector to develop on this area, because agro sector has lots of possibilities in our country, and as we have an agro-based country. And besides this, from our BPC, that means Business Promotion Council, we have agro-based Business Promotion Council under the Ministry of Commerce. And from there, we give mass training on this, the participant, the person who are involved in this agro Agribusiness. And training program, besides, you know that there is a cash incentive on agro product, many of the product, and we recommend this to the for the cash incentive after export of this export of agro product. We give the cash incentive facilities, and many agro products are there included. So there are many things are going from the Ministry of Commerce to prioritize this sector. And besides, we have from the EPB, that means Export Promotion Bureau, there is every year there are many exhibition, foreign and national area, and we take the initiative to display our product and to make market. Besides this, in the foreign country, we have 24 commercial wing in foreign countries, where the commercial counselor from the Ministry of Commerce, the officers are deployed there. They work as mass-making to promote export.
All right. So I hear a lot is going on as well from the Ministry of Commerce. Can you maybe give an advice to the people, and I'm sure this question was with more people, where they can find more information if they want to know more about these incentives? Any website or?
Cash incentives, and we have actually, besides cash incentive, that means on the export items, the business person gets the product which are exported. But besides this, there are other facilities for the export for the investor. Actually, to invest in Bangladesh, the Ministry of Commerce suggests policy support for the import of machineries, duty-free import of machineries, tax holidays, and other easily repatriation of their dividend. This kind of facilities for the special economic zone, and also for the export item, the exporters get other facilities. That means bonded warehouse facilities, and back-to-back LC, and different cash, that means loan facilities. In EPB, we have Export Development Fund also. We provide loan with low interest.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to move to the MBR now, the National Board of Revenue. The first question is, what are the procedures for obtaining tax incentives in special economic zones for agro-processing industries?
Thank you for your question. NBR has given or approved many reduction or exemption in agriculture and agro-processing sector, such as agriculture equipment import, agriculture insecticides, raw materials import, agriculture seeds import, agriculture fertilizer, raw materials import, for agro production medicine, etc.
Okay. One more question that also came for MBR. It's a more specific question. Is anomalies exist in the AIT structure in the agricultural industry? Is there any plan to address this in a sustainable manner? So it says anomalies exist in the AIT structure in the agricultural industry. Is there any plan to address this in a sustainable manner? Thank you. Advanced income tax structure in the agricultural industry.
No, there is no advanced income tax on agriculture sector. In agriculture sector, many is SD, CD, VAT, it exempted. There is no ATV on agriculture sector.
Okay, I am definitely not an expert in AIT. I have to apologize for that. Okay, I see that this is a very, very heated topic. So I suggest that we can take that in the networking and coffee session afterwards to discuss a bit further for those who would like to know the answer further. Or do you have any more comments on this?
Okay.
Okay.
There is no AT on agricultural sector. There is no AT.
Okay. So I will move to the next question in the interest of time, since we also unfortunately started a bit later, to the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock.
Respected distinguished
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, and investor from abroad and domestic. Actually, I think you are so exhausted and already received a lot of slide, lecture, and insight. So I am with you with my 4 production: meat, milk, egg, and fish. And you depends on the daily life on these 3 products. So we represent the agriculture subsector. There's a 2 sector: fisheries and livestock. So you know that we untapped potential in the sea area. Recently, we have the legitimate light on the sea, 100,000 square kilometer in the deep sea. So the commercial vessel and inside the farming fish, we just stood the 5th in the world to fish production. And the fish demand in the all of the world, and in domestic side, we supply the nutrition of a family. So nobody can live with nutrition supply. So this kind of insights, I would like to domestic investor and international investor to come up with your capital, and you can FDI or with your joint venture. We have some potential businessman, agro-business potential investor is existing in my country. So the foreign investor come to with our local investor, then you can enjoy a lot of profit, because ROI, that means return on investment in Bangladesh agriculture sector, is very huge potential. I focus some important issues in this sector. Bangladesh, 100% foreign ownership and full profit reputation through BIDA one-stop service in this sector, and 10 years tax holiday. If you come with your capital and your technology, then we provide 10 years tax holiday in our export processing zone. In coastal area, in the Satkhira, Cox's and some of areas is a fisheries incentive area. So there is a lot of opportunity to invest your money and repatriate your profit in your domestic country. There is a duty-free imports. It's focused on the investment. So the sourcing for machinery and equipment from the foreign country, because heavy machinery is required in the meat industry, storing house and cooling chain and chiller, and fisheries, commercial boat. All are depends on the, we have to depend on the foreign country, because Singapore, America, and India, China, those are the country for sourcing for our machineries. So these are all at the zero tariff. There is no import duty on this capital machinery, but 1% is now maybe 1% tax on the machinery. But if you set up a project or investment, 100% processing for the export, then you can enjoy the zero tariff. And if you set up the company for 80% of the products of the foreign country, then it is also the considered as a 100% export company, and you can enjoy the zero tariff. And on the other side, you are enjoying the tax holiday and policy support. That's your machinery. You can bring the zero tariff, and when you export these things to other country or destination, then you also enjoy the 20% cash incentive on your FOB, first import.
Thank you, Mr. Shah. Alam Mukul. I think you already gave a lot of information indeed, and I'm sure there is a lot more to say, but in the interest of time, I will have to go to the last questions, as I think people in the audience are also eager to move into the breakout sessions, if that's okay. The last question that I would like to ask for this session, and I hope, as there was a good interaction already with the audience, that you would have a chance to stay around a bit, and people can also find you in case they want to know more or want to know where to find more information. So the last question I would like to ask to our representative from BIDA, and it is, can BIDA consider launching a fast-track service desk for agribusiness ventures seeking regulatory clearance and land allocation?
Thank you very much. Everybody knows we have launched one-stop services.
We have a voices system running for 3 years. Within 3 years of time, we've extended roughly 200,000 services with a success in time delivery of 95%. So we have that service in place. But regarding the, as you said, the policy intervention, my chairman, as you know, that he's driving like anything, and we have taken massive initiative in the reforms where we are talking to all the agencies, my colleagues here, on the sectoral development, and we are working with everybody regarding the sectoral development. It was generic in earlier days. Now we have focused on certain sectors where we are looking into matchmaking, policy support, in the 3 stages of investment promotion, facilitation, and policy support. These are on place. So we would be requesting to honorable guests here who have come to look for this investment opportunity. Please share your thoughts and how best we can support you to mature your investment. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. With this, I would like to conclude this discussion, and I think this was an open invitation as well to continue this dialogue. Thank you to all the speakers who joined us here today. Please give a round of applause for Ms. Shamima Akhtar from MBR, Ms. Nargis Mushida from the Ministry of Commerce, Mr. Kamaru Hassan from Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Debashish Shawkar from the Bangladesh Bank, and Mr. Ariful Haq from BIDA. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, you can, there is some, my colleague is waiting on that side of the stage.
Thank you for the gifts.
You are welcome. Okay, before we move into the kickoff and after that the breakout sessions, it is my great pleasure to invite, meanwhile, thank you so much.